I'm so glad you're here with us today to be creating the community mosaic with the Middle Country Library. My name is Libby Hintz, and I'm the mosaic artist on the grant through the Huntington Arts Council, and I am going to be leading you through this mosaic project. Just to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be making, this is a sample of one of 7 that we're going to be making. It's going to be in the hallway at the Selden branch. And they all have the same colors in them, but they're all going to look a little different. If you'll notice, everything's outlined in a square and you have a number on it. What we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be filling in the square with the material that we're going to be giving you in your kit. When we get to that point, I'll show you what to do. But each mosaic is going to be comprised of 7 different colors: orange, teal or turquoise, purple, light purple, navy, and white. What we're going to be working on today is the white background. Here's the overall piece we're going to be working on today, and D13 is the one I'm going to be making today, just to give you an idea of what perspective of what you're going to be working on. So we have a white puzzle piece in front of us. I'm calling it a puzzle piece just for your reference because it just seems to make it easier to refer to it instead of those little squares. The square is mounted on cardboard. It's numbered because it references back where it's going to go and in which mosaic. We have a piece of mesh that this is an example. It's going to look like this. It's going to have masking tape around it. And you're going to be working on only in the white part. We're not going to go over it because if you go over, then it won't fit. The puzzle piece won't fit. So if the reason we're working on mesh is so that when we're done making it, we're going to cut it out exactly along the line and stick it to our final puzzle piece. Our final mosaic piece. These are puzzle pieces. The mosaic is the big piece. Just for a reference, if you've ever seen a bathroom being tiled, you'll know that all your tiles are on a piece of mesh. It just makes it easier to put it all together. Your finished design will go up onto the mosaic. In your kit, you'll have some glue and you'll have a paintbrush. And this is what you're going to adhere the tile to the mesh. But first, before you do that, I want you to play around. So this is the fun part. So the creative part for you as the artist is you get to take the tiles that you have in front of you in your kit and place them in a pleasing design to your eye. We don't want to make any symbols. We don't want to make any recognizable things like sailboats or birds. We just want to have a design, a pattern, because once we put it all together, it's going to make sense. And we don't want to have something that's going to draw your eye away from the overall design. So start laying out your tiles. You'll see you'll have different shapes and sizes to work with. And you'll also notice that there are going to be some little round dots that are going to be included in your kit, and they're different colors. That's part of the white background. So instead of just having a white background in our mosaic, we're going to intersperse some pops of color. Please don't put them all next to each other like that, because then it's going to not work with the overall design. Spread them out wherever you want so that they're not next to each other. And then continue playing with your pattern. The other thing, you want to make sure you're just right up to the white. Don't go over it. You can even go inside a little bit. And you want to leave room between your tiles because we're going to fill it with grout when we're all finished. The grout is what goes in between the tiles. If you've ever seen it in your bathroom, you probably scrubbed it a lot, wished it wasn't there because it can get dirty, but it's an important part because it draws the whole piece together. So keep playing with your tiles. Also notice, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a wavy line and then there's a flat surface. The flat surface is your top. That's what goes up. The wavy line is to help your adhesive adhere to the surface. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with where I'm going here. If you're not happy, you can go like this, and start over. So when you're ready and you like it, sometimes you can take a picture with your phone to see if you like it, if you just help you remember what it looks like. And then you can just start gluing. So when you glue, you don't want to cover the whole surface. You don't want to do this. I'm going to show you what not to do. Don't cover the whole surface because it's going to create a glue barrier. And we don't want a glue barrier on the back of our mesh because guess what? The thin set needs to grab hold of the tile when we stick it down and make the big mosaic. So you don't want to make this glue barrier. You just want to take a little dab on these long pieces. You can do a little dab here and a little dab there. See, you're creating place for the thin set to grab hold of. And then just stick it down, staying inside the white lines. And then you just keep doing it however you like. And I think I want to put one of my dots here. Yep, you can't see it here, but there is a wavy back. Probably gonna have to cover that a lot because it's so small. The grout will come up around it and grab it when we're done. So that's okay to make it covered with glue. It's the bigger pieces that you don't want to cover all the way. One of the other things when you're making this, it's an old trick for mosaicists, is you don't want to create what is called a grout river. And a grout river happens when you keep lining up your tiles, and like if I had done this and put it here and put it here like this, there's going to be a river here in the middle. And how are you going to fill it? Which it could be a design element. It's really however you want to do it. It's the artist's choice how they do it. It's just you want to create a pleasing pattern to your eye with all the tiles that you have in front of you. Because we're making a whole picture and this is just the background. Glue can get a little messy. It will drop. It's all right. It's water soluble. So as you may have noticed, I decided to move my tile around. There's going to be some glue there. Don't worry about it. These are guidelines. It's best practices to make our life easier when we're done putting the mosaic together. If you do create a glue barrier, it's not the end of the world. We're just trying to tell you, pay attention to the little details because that's what makes a mosaic work, when you pay attention to the little details. But as you know, life can get messy. It doesn't always work out the way you want it to, so you just got to fix it and move on. All right. And you notice that your fingers get a little gluey. Take some time, go to the bathroom, or actually what I like to do is have a piece of wet paper towel next to me and just wipe my hands periodically. But I didn't bring one today, so I can't do that. So I will just have to muddle through. When you're in person, because we will be doing this in person too, and we'll be using the color, we'll have some tweezers that we can use if you decide to come in person, which I hope you all will, because we get to use orange and teal and turquoise and gray, which I like all those colors together. All right, so you see where I'm going here. I'm just making a pattern that's making me happy. Paying attention to the background, wavy lines. That's the back. We're getting close to finishing. It doesn't take that long. The hardest part is figuring out what you want it to look like. Once you have that, it goes pretty fast. Let's see. I think I want a white here. We have some tiles that are white, some that are kind of off-white. I like to break it up a little bit, but that's me. You can do it all white. If I had my nippers, I would nip some things, but we're not nipping, so I'm gonna, there's a little more space than I would do if I had my nippers, but because we're constrained by not cutting anything, we're gonna have to make do. All right, so I'm happy with that. I have a pattern. It's pleasing to my eye. I'm within all my boundaries, and I think we're done. I'm so looking forward to seeing all the pieces that you create and putting them all together. Be sure to remember to join us October 23rd for our installation celebration at the Selden Library, because that's where it'll be. And remember, bring your puzzle pieces back so that we can make sure that we have everything accounted for, because we don't want to miss anything up. Looking forward to seeing you.